welcome back to the Gaming Co-op. Today we've got some more rules reviews for you coming down the pipeline from Warhammer community. So right off the bat, my raw, unfiltered take is I'm not a huge fan to start. I feel like it's very reminiscent of rapid fire weapons just at a degraded value because it's not doubling the number of shots. And also, if it's going to be replacing the loved, tried and true, and overly popular Dakka Dakka keyword that we used to have that allowed us to generate additional shots on sixes, I feel like it's going to be kind of underwhelming in the long term. This isn't all bad news though, as we did get some other weapon profiles that are looking quite good. On the screen right now is Mork's Roar, which is Gaz's relic Shuda that he carries into battle. Looks still pretty decent, assuming Dakka Dakka doesn't suffer the -1 in close combat when being fired by a monster or creature. The only thing that was really off-putting in the Warhammer community article is how they phrased a certain portion of it, where they insinuated that an Assault 3, Strength 5, AP nothing, Damage 1 Big Shuda is perfectly decent. If that's the case, then it would have been really popular on the table, but for 5 points, you never saw anyone taking them unless it was an absolute requirement, like on a truck or a vehicle like the Boom Dakka Snazwagon, where it was inherently built into the vehicle's profile. So if this is what Games Workshop deems is perfectly decent, I really hope we don't see them increase the points value for the weapon to be upgraded in the squad, due to the fact that now it's probably considered overpowered by Games Workshop standards. Perfectly decent would not be how I'd like to describe this profile. Thank goodness we don't actually know what the full release is, so I'll save the salt for when the codex drops. Moving on to the Shuda, still the same old gun. The additional shot is never going to matter because it's at 9-inch range, and if your boys are within 9-inch range, they should be charging anyway. So who gives a shit about that? Moving on to the Bubble Chukka. It's amazing. It's actually got like a randomness and that chance ability. It looks really cool. I can't wait to try one out in the game. The rocket launcher though, let's end on a good note, has changed into a heavy D3 weapon. So tank bustas are now gonna pretty much always be hitting on 6s, assuming the profile doesn't change. But at the same time, this buff to the rocket launcher is also a nerf to the shock jump dragster, who classically teleports around the board through an advanced move. Now it won't be able to fire its rockets, so half its guns are rendered useless. Without a direct change to its profile, this means that we are probably not going to want to advance this vehicle any longer, which is unfortunate. This also doesn't stack well with the new speed wog rules, as all these weapons are heavy weapons instead of assault, which is quite devastating. Furthermore, the rocket cannon is in the same boat, going to heavy 3d3, so it's gaining an additional d3 shots, but losing the ability to move and advance, which is huge because it's on a vehicle that only has a 10-inch move. The Megatrack Scrapjet overall generally is always advancing around the board, I find, just so that it can actually get a nice line of sight on some things. So what I'm thinking now is if they don't get rid of the Teleporta strike, that might be what we have to do. Last but not least, we gotta look at the custom Mega Blasta, pretty much identical, except for now it is D3 shots, which is amazing. And that's all the weapon profiles that we've seen so far. Hopefully, points won't be changing too much in order to adjust for this extra shots here and there, because to be honest, I think in the long term, this is gonna be a lot less effective than Dakka Dakka currently is. I'm kind of sad to see it go.